Hi everyone, this is Amaya Tala and I help people flourish in life. And today I want to talk about meditation and mindfulness as tools that can really help you in your journey to flourishing. And these practices really helped me during the initial stages of my pursuit to, become better and healthier and more flourishing. And if you're new to meditation and mindfulness, I do want to explain it from my own personal experience. Definitely, you can Google what it means, and there's a lot of definitions that you can hear from different practitioners, from Buddhism, and those are actually one of the places that I learned meditation and mindfulness from. So I will encourage you to research and explore what it means. But in this video, I am going to talk about what it means to me personally. So meditation and mindfulness, to me, really helps hone your perception in life, because you're able to kind of like control where you put your attention to through meditation and mindfulness. And I think it's a skill to be developed. And I think a lot of people, when they talk about meditation and mindfulness, they would say that it's about emptying the mind or focusing on one thing. And other people would say that walking is a meditation, art is meditation. You can have many things as a form of meditation. And I totally agree with those things. I think at the end of the day, to me, meditation and mindfulness is about how you utilize your attention, where you put your attention to. And if you're, familiar with spirituality, you would hear about like where you put your attention to, energy flows, which, makes sense in a practical way, because when you put attention to something, let's say art or music, you do put your energy into it, you do put your effort into it, and usually things manifest in those areas because you tend to it, you care for it, you put your time and effort into it. So it makes sense that you will reap some good energy from that. So I think at the end of the day, meditation and mindfulness is just about being mindful of where you put your attention and energy to. That way you're not wasting your energy on distraction and things that don't really matter that much to your pursuits or to your goals. I would think also, if you're new to meditation and mindfulness, that you have the experience of like having so many thoughts at once, probably for most of your days. And that was my experience before I started meditation. There was just so much stream of thought happening in my head, worry, anxiousness, or just planning the day, or thinking about what's going to happen, thinking about the past, thinking about what you did wrong and things like that, or what you should have done. And I thought for a long time that this is actually the normal thing to experience, but after I learned meditation and mindfulness, I realized that it does not need to be like that. And there's so much happiness and peace that I experienced when I learned how to control or manage my attention. To me, I think even though you don't necessarily need to empty your mind, because thoughts are very natural in a sense. Personally, I think it's a skill, it's a muscle that you can develop in a way where you don't necessarily need to empty your mind all the time. You can choose if you want to have a peaceful day and not to think about anything, and you can do it. Or you can choose to think about something, you can choose to reflect on something, you can choose to plan and analyze. The point is, it's your choice. You're controlling it, and it's not, your thoughts are not controlling you. I think that's the main source of feeling free. So I think meditation and mindfulness can really help you with that. What's the difference between meditation and mindfulness? So I don't really know the technical definition, but to me, meditation could be many different things. You usually sit, you usually close your eyes, you usually find or create a focus point, like your breath, or you're imagining the beach, or visualizing your dream life, or visualizing your higher self, how you want to be, how you want to feel. You usually have like an object of attention that you want to focus on, and then mindfulness, from what I learned, is being mindful of many different things. It's kind of related to being observant. You're being mindful of where you are right now, mindful of where you're sitting on, mindful of the tree in front of you if you have one, or the walls in your room. Like, you're being observant of everything around you. And the point of this practice is to bring you to the present moment. That way your mind is not out there in the ethers thinking about these so many things that are not really happening in the present moment. So mindfulness is being one of the key entryways towards it, is to be mindful of every little thing around you, so that you will get immersed in the present moment, where everything usually is fine. Like, there's nothing happening in the present moment. You're sleeping, you woke up, there's so many things to be grateful for. So it opens that gateway into being present and seeing the beauty of the present moment. And one of the things that really, like, my pinnacle moment with mindfulness, as I was like practicing it for a little while, was when I was able to observe like this little bug in front of me when I was walking a trail. I saw the fluttering wings of this little, like, tiny... Okay. Alright, yeah. So one of the pinnacle moments of my mindfulness practice is when I went to a trail and I saw this small little bug, this like brown little bug with small little wings, right in front of me while I was walking. And it was so beautiful, like the way that I saw it, the way that it was just flying, it was just so beautiful. And I was just so in awe, because if I have not been practicing my mindfulness practice, I would not have appreciated or even seen such magnificence and beauty. And I felt so honored and just so lucky to have the capacity to focus and look at the beauty in front of me. And coupled together with other practices that I was doing during my journey, I was just so enamored with so much happiness and fulfillment, because I started to see and appreciate all of the good things that are already around me. And I would not, like, before, when I was not doing meditation and mindfulness, I would feel so empty, and I would feel like so many wrong things are happening in my life, and I would blame so many things, so many people, and I feel like nothing's going on right. I feel like I'm just alone and stuff like that. After I practiced meditation and mindfulness, it takes a while, but I started seeing that everything that made me happy are already in front of me. And it's just a matter of like using my mind, my focus, to see these things and to know their meaning and appreciate them. And it's just very simple, but it's so magical for someone who has undergone depression and a lot of mental conflict and mental illness. It's very refreshing, and it changed my life. And together with other things that I was doing and learning to do and exploring about spirituality and personal development, I got to a point where it just became more enriching and more fulfilling. And I think mindfulness and meditation are just one of the keys that made it possible for me to really pay attention to other practices and other tools and other ways of thinking, perspective, and things like that. I would say that it was one of the main foundation. So I would really encourage you to start practicing meditation and mindfulness, even for just 5 minutes of just like focusing on your breath. And it's not gonna be easy the first time because your mind is gonna get distracted because it's used to getting distracted. But if you do this like consistently and make it a habit, you are gonna feel the rewards of being able to give your mind a break, because your body feels it when you are not burdened or bombarded by so many worries and so many thoughts, because that reflects in your body. It feels like a burden is taken off of your shoulder to be honest. At least this is from my personal experience. So I really encourage you to start practicing meditation and mindfulness. And maybe in my next videos, I will be leading a meditation mindfulness practice for you. But for now, I just wanted to give you a small introduction about that, just in case that you don't know anything about it. So I hope that had helped. And if it did, please like, subscribe, and share with your loved ones so that flourishing will spread to as many people as possible in this planet. Until next time, take care, and I hope you make and create your most beautiful life on earth. Namaste.